Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where we're going to be checking out something that I'm actually almost nervous about, which is checking out more of the PEGGIES, a group who have only heard one song before, which I absolutely loved. If you haven't seen that one already, go search it on the channel. It's a really good video. I really enjoyed it. Fantastic stuff all the way through. Now this one, however, therefore I'm thrown into this with a bit of a difficult position, because when I saw the first one, I described it with a bit of a caveat. I said I love everything about this song. I love the tune, I love the way it's performed, I love the atmosphere, I love the video. It just, everything about it was intoxicatingly good, and it was a recommended song from one of our wonderful commenters. Sorry, I always forget the name of the person. I'm a terrible YouTuber. But I said with the caveat that it was all fantastic in an incredibly simplistic way, which makes me think that's a hard act to repeat. Can they even do a song as good as that? And if they do, is it just going to be kind of a case of cloning the same formula? Because if they can do something which is noticeably identifiably different, you know, as another song that has a unique identity but still has just that level of quality, then I'm going to be falling in love with this band pretty quickly. So as a result, my standards are set really high for what I expect from this, but I'm consciously buffering this a little bit and expecting to be, well, not disappointed, but expecting not to be quite as wild as I was the first time. I'm prepared, and I've already heard a song that surely must be the best thing that they can come out with, or at least one of the best. So anyway, let's get ourselves ready for this. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're a PEGGIES fan or not, if you're a follower of our channel or not, you know what to do. I'm not going to waste your time with all that YouTube stuff. Press the subscribe button, please. Bye. Here we go, the PEGGIES. What's it called? Glider. Oh, Glider. Glider by the PEGGIES. She's looking at a glider. Similar stripped down start with a great melody. Let's see what happens. I love that second chord. That's a great chord progression. I love how their videos always look very human, very sort of personal, even though you can tell they're professionally directed. So assuming that was the hook, it maybe wasn't the catchiest hook ever, but it had a good emotional punch to it, I think. I know they're a three-piece, but just listen to every sound. Listen to the vocals, listen to the guitars, the bass, the drum. Everything's simple, but the sounds are so perfectly chosen. They're extracting every little beautiful tone from every instrument. It's very noticeable if you really listen to it. Well, it's definitely different from the other one. There are obviously the similarities in that tonally it's still got that simple, oh, nice, I like their logo. It's got that nice stripped back 3-piece band sound, which is fine. That's what they go for and they stick to it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I say, I mean, you look at artists like Aiko, who I mentioned I think in their previous PEGGIES reaction. You look at artists like Icon, there's a lot of artists who just go for stripped back sounds in Japan, and that's great if you can keep your songwriting up to a certain level, which I think she does for the best part, and the Peggies seem to be able to do as well. So with this song, it was, you know, pegging in at nearly 5 minutes, excuse the pun, was actually a really quite a long one by comparison to the previous one, as far as I'm aware. I think the other one was only 3 minutes and a bit, and this one therefore had a little bit more weight to carry with it. Why is my camera going out of focus? Apologies if I'm going into a blur. It doesn't matter so long as you can hear my voice, eh? So basically, the song had a lot more weight to carry with it, because obviously when you've got a slower, longer song, you've got to fill the time and keep it interesting. Now, this song had lots of sections. It was well written. The melody was progressing all the way through. It kept you kind of on your toes. I don't mean that in a sort of intense way, but in that it had like an interesting progression. And like I said, the chord progressions at sometimes were really unexpectedly nice and you know, sort of surprising, but none of it, I guess the best way of saying is none of it was jarring. It wasn't like that sort of throwing you for a surprise twist or anything. It was just kind of like, oh, well, here's something that maybe, you know, progress things in a direction that you didn't expect. It was kind of gently leading you through a journey. So that was great. They did a good job of starting it off with a nice catchy melody as well, and like the previous song, it started simple and then sort of came in. It didn't overall have quite the immediately grabbing, I guess you could say, pop X Factor quality. Not that I'm calling them pop in that sort of strictly stereotypical sense, but it had a real it didn't have the real immediately grabbing quality of the song I heard previously, which would be really great if I could remember the name of that song now, which is kind of annoying, especially considering I listen to it quite a lot on my phone now, and I can't remember what it's called. That's the problem with nowadays, when we listen to everything on your phones, you never look at the playlist anymore. You just kind of let it shuffle and play through the same playlist, and you know what I'm going on about. Anyway, what am I saying? Yeah, so it didn't have quite the quality that song had, but it grabbed me and made me go, oh, this is timeless. However, this was still very good. Like I said before the beginning of the video actually started, I said, you know, I've got this really unrealistic level that this is going to have to live up to, but I've set my expectations somewhere more realistically low, and I think it came in around about where I expected on that scale. Therefore, in the it's never going to have lived up to what the previous song did, and it didn't have the element of surprise, I guess, as well. But it sounded like a song by the same band carrying a lot of the same qualities. I guess also it has to contend with the fact that just on personal taste, as you guys know, I've never been such a big fan of longer, slower songs. I think I tend to like my songs to be quite, how to say, quite not condensed, but shall we say very efficiently designed. I like to have everything sort of run through nice and quickly and compact. That's it, compact. So I like quite compact songs where there's not a wasted beat or a wasted note. And with this one, like I say, so many different things happened, but I guess it kind of did feel quite long in the final analysis. Maybe by the end of the song, it wasn't one that it doesn't keep you 100% grabbed as much as you are in those first few bars when you're really like, oh wow, this is a great melody, where's it going to go? By the end, you're kind of already settled into the tone that it's set a good sort of, you know, 4 minutes earlier, and you know, it's just kind of sort of chugging along in that way. So yeah, good song. Like I say, not world-changing, not amazingly brilliant, but definitely worth another listen, I think, sometime in the future. It's one I'd be happy to have on my playlist whirling around, although I don't think I'd specifically seek it out by any means. The video, just to quickly add to that as well, the video was nice, basic, simple, didn't quite have as much of a clever edge as the other one. Like I say, we don't want to try and balance everything between these two songs. On its own merits, it was just kind of your normal, simple, low budget music video, but with, you know, good energy to it. The band seemed to be good at performing in a very sort of human way in front of the character. They don't in front of the camera. They don't seem to add too much of a fake character to themselves. They just kind of perform, and you know, the director did a good job of making that relatively interesting, and it was a good looking video. So yeah, nothing really to dislike about this. It's a good song. It's a good song. Not 100% to my particular taste, but still nonetheless enjoyable. Decent video. Yeah, I'm certainly willing, more than willing, interested in listening to more of this band. And yeah, let's see where it goes from here. So they've got an upbeat song, they've got a downbeat song. Let's see what's going to come next. A side beat song, a backbeat song. They're going to go reggae. One thing at a time. Anyway, for now, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me ramble. And of course, we have more videos that you can check out. We'll have a little card come up at the end of this video where you can see some of them. But for now, from Japan, thank you so much for tuning in. You can feel free to like and subscribe and all that stuff. But bye-bye.